new earth, I want to show affection.
Yeah.
And I want people to feel that I love them. And then if they think that means they have a chance in bed with me, that's going to be dissolved naturally. I don't have to say words that are like, by the way, I'm never having sex with you.
Yeah.
But I want to give you a kiss on the cheek or a hug, or I'm going to be, topless around you. Like, I don't feel like I need to have to say these words anymore. I feel like energy is enough.
Yeah.
And so as long as I hold my energy that is not sexual, it'll be felt that is not what I'm doing.
An option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I'm simply just showing love and affection, because especially with where we are right now in our ascension, like, I have so many people that I love so much that are like a big part of what's happening, the mountain, a part of the mentorship. All of us were together, and like, there's more than I love you. It's just not enough, because it's words.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to
feel
hug
you.
and kiss and hold your hands and like
Cuddle.
to show my immense gratitude. Exactly, cuddle without it being sexual. And that's my responsibility, because energy can absolutely be contained with just love, and that it's my choice if I switch it to sexuality. And I've had that sexual energy shut off, or I've been absorbing my own sexual energy for so long that I feel like I can continue to do that and be in my biggest light and my greatest power, and that be acceptable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's so huge in New Earth, though.
It's huge
when
for
it
me,
gets to the
yeah.
point where there's hundreds of people. It's like, yeah, there's going to be a lot that are still unhealed in that aspect of the matrix, and it's like.
And of course, I have to think too, like, when new people show up, new mentees show up, I see like the love I have for y'all if you're around, or it could be James, it could be Corey, that I'm like a hug and like really just loving on.
Embracing each other.
Yeah. And then that's going to have to be something that they process with old patterns. Like,
Yeah.
Affection.
Is she screwing everyone?
Yep.
And then it comes to, well, why do I think automatically that touch equals sex?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we've been doing our whole life. That's what it's looked like.
Yeah.
And I had to feel this. I had to go through this. Actually, this is what really triggered this depth with me after I did the bufo and I was back in my body, and I was observing Juan Carlos touching everyone. I remember thinking, oh, he's touching everyone. And then I go, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's beautiful. He's laying hands on people, and he knows where on the body. It was the same place for everyone,
Yeah.
And so then I started going through it. Well, why is this my first thought? Because I feel like if I lay hands on someone, that they're going to think that means I want to have sex with them.
Yeah.
So I have to dissolve this in myself. It was a beautiful mirror for me. And I was like, this is all what I've been, for a while now, I've been feeling this. Like, I want to be affectionate. But I'm not having sex with anyone. How do I make this happen?
Yeah.
And this is me doing it, and I'm, it's been interesting the last few days.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because especially like, it's not even just about your attractive looks either, because it's like, when we step so heavily into this power of ourselves, it's like that energy is felt so much.
Yeah.
Everyone can see it's a reflection of actually their higher self.
Yeah.
So then that makes them 10 times more.
And then people are
attracted
attracted to that.
to the energy.
I know this. I know this so well, and that was one of the messages I had with James. I was like, thank you. I told him multiple times, like,
Oh.
thank you for everything. You know, in Spanish, I'm telling him these things and like hugging and stuff, and then I would go, ooh, don't do it. And then the message I was saying to myself was like, no, this is part of the teaching. Like, I have to be it to teach it, you know? And this is a lesson for everyone who gets to experience it, is why am I immediately sexualizing this love and affection?
Yeah.
And so that's fine. So it's like that give and the give and the give and the give, and it's a constant overflow of everyone having to process their own
exactly.
whole
So
program
the
of
more
sexualizing.
we show up now as
Love and affection.
Yeah. That will also, the people that most people have that sexual connection.
Yeah.
So we will help them then to, that will
while
come
we're
up in
helping
them.
ourselves, people's awareness will observe it.
Yeah.
And then they have to process it themselves.
Yeah.
I think we've been processing these things for days. Like, people will be processing these things and get to a point where it's like, she hugs me and she, you know, kisses me or whatever, holds my hand. She's never going to have sex with me.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
And it can be for females too.
Yeah.
You know, I want to hug you. I want to hold you. Yeah. And it's not anything about that.
Yeah.
And wow, it's all of this this is how we've been giving all of our sexual energy away, is because we're humans. We're in a physical form, and we are actually here to feel physical touch.
Yeah.
So it's literally a part of why we are here.
Yeah. And
we crave it so much. And then the old stories and the old programs and the movies, all the stupid ass movies, they make us think that automatically that physical touch has to go to sex.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because each person gets aroused.
Yeah.
So we're doing it. And then we do it. And then we're like, that's not what I wanted. I literally wanted to cuddle.
Yeah.
And then we have guilt. And then we have shame. And then we do it again because we want a physical touch.
One of the hugest things as well with Dan is that I know that he's struggling with that in our relationship. And it's like, now when in New Earth, when there's like people with relationships who are evolving together, that's going to be a huge thing for relationships. Because it's like, when I'm hugging and kissing all these boys out of pure love, but I'm with Dan, like I'm solely with Dan, it's like, he's going to have to see that so much. And I'm going to have to see it so much with him and women as well.
Absolutely.
And I love that.
And another old program, especially because of TikTok, was, people are really going to think we're a cult, because this is what you see in your cult documentaries and cult movies. Oh, everybody's having sex with everyone.
Yeah.
But are they, or are people just showing love and affection in these communities? Because they're literally calling, like, hippie communities cults.
Yeah.
They've been doing this forever. We've been hearing about it. But the truth is, it's just communities with love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we are.
Uh-huh.
And so this love starts here. And it's important. Yes, please.
You know, when you came in here, I actually felt like, what did I feel? Like, I was still in this space with myself, and it was like, I feel like it brought up everything I just shared with you about the whole situation and what I've been, you know, reflecting on or processing, and then when I just like sit here and I observe you, and you're starting to feel these emotions and like love, and I'm just feeling like, almost like I wanted to cry. Then I was like, no, I can't do that right now in front of everybody, but I really like felt that, and I was feeling so much love. And I also want to say that since Bufo, it really unlocked in me that ability to show love and affection for you. because I've been aware that I've started to, when I hug people, I started to give them kisses on the cheeks. And with Carolina and Elise and
Yeah.
Deria, I started to do this with.
It's so cool.
And
Isn't it?
when I started to do it, I just felt like so good,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
it wasn't
good.
sexual at all, and I could feel like this is pure love and affection, and it felt so good to do it, to just do it and embrace it like that.
Yeah.
But I had this in my awareness that I haven't done it with you yet, and I felt like, can I do this with Shell, because we've been through so much, and like we've had this like evolution in our relationship, right? So much has evolved, and our dynamic has evolved immensely.
Yeah.
And so after Bufo, I just felt like I really wanted to embrace you and express this love and gratitude I feel for you. And when I felt that calling in certain moments, I did.
Yeah.
And it felt so good.
Yeah, it does feel really
And
good.
even if I did have those thoughts of like, I don't know what she's gonna think or how she's gonna feel about this, I'm just gonna embrace her. And then when I think the first time I kissed you on the cheek, that was like, I was like, yay! And it felt so good. And but I have been, thinking like, I hope it's okay with her.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's really good actually, and I know
I was like, is this too much maybe, or
us sharing in the Bufo experience was a big part for us to evolve to where when we're living together and indefinitely.
Yeah.
And for me, especially up in the house, like I'm used to taking a shower with the door open. I walk around naked.
Yeah.
I put my cacao butter on, then I maybe get dressed. I will for however long. And now that you're there, I'm like, oh, I have to cover up because I have this idea that it might be, and because of our, but that's the old story.
Yeah.
So for us to move past it and dissolve those timelines, we have to do this.
Yeah.
We have to.
We have to do this.
We have to, and that's me too. I have to be okay with being exactly who I am in every circumstance without thinking, am I turning her on?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, right? And
it's powerful.
yeah, I remember, I think this was when we came out home after the beach, and I was like about to go in the shower, and I was just naked.
Yeah.
And you just in the right timing, you come up the stairs, and I'm like putting my hand like over my vagina just like automatically. And then I was like, hi, and you were like, hi, and it was like actually really funny.
It was.
And I didn't feel at that moment like it was like weird or something.
No,
I just felt like it was
fun.
funny. And
That's great.
yeah,
That's
it was
it.
it was
That's
really
great.
great actually.
And that's what we're getting to. We have to, actually. We have to live
It's not gonna happen if we
together.
don't do
If
it.
we don't take action
It's-
in it.
yeah.
And, yeah, it's been quite a
Journey, huh?
process with us, huh?
Yeah,
It's so beautiful.
it is really beautiful.
I've learned a lot.
It's actually, when you said that you had a crush on Michelle, I was like, wow. Like, that's intense.
You mean in the beginning?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so, because like you're literally living with her every day, and then she's your mentor as well. But then like it's just like
Have I?
she knows your energy so well, and then she's psychic as well. And it's just like all
She
these
just can
things.
read me like an open book, you know?
Yeah.
But have I told you guys this story of when I first came here? How I thought I was falling in love with Shao.
Oh wow! No,
Really?
you didn't as well.
So
How far was this into the mentorship?
it was like
Days.
day 2.
Okay. Oh my god! No
So-
way.
Okay. So obviously, when I first came here and started to be around Shell and her energy of just unconditional love and support, it made me feel things that I've never felt in my life before. And I said this to you as well, that I felt like in some way too that she gave me this, or can you say gave me this? I felt this unconditional love from you.
Well, yeah, it activated something inside of
Yeah,
you.
that and then that connected me to, I haven't felt like I received this from my own mother, or so that kind of made that attachment to you, like being like a mother, and like me receiving that motherly love from you. But so I think it started when it was probably day 2 or something, and we were going, we had froyo, and then we were going back home on the moto, and I was sitting behind Shell on the moto with like a little bit of distance, and I just felt like I had so like intense emotions of love, and I felt like I really wanted to lay my head on her back, like, just lay my head on her back and just like I really felt called to do that. And then I had these thoughts of like, no, you can't do that, like that's gonna be like, too much, or maybe she will think something else than what it really was
The best
pure
is,
love.
I knew the whole time. I felt that. I was like,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I was like, yeah. He at the time,
Yeah.
Nikolai. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Nikolai wants to embrace me.
Yeah.
Like I could feel it.
Yeah. And I did, and
You did do it.
Yeah.
I did lay my head on her back, and it was amazing. It was incredible feeling, and because I do feel like I could feel that it was okay.
Yeah.
I could feel your energy that it was okay. And then you said, "Are you happy?" And I was like, "Yes." And it was beautiful. And then it took a turn.
This is so cool. I love this story.
It took a different turn, and I kept having these like strong emotions of love, and like it was so intense in the beginning, and yeah, I just started to have these thoughts of like, am I falling in love with this woman? Like, am I falling in love with her? And then I start having like thoughts of like, maybe maybe we could be something together, or even going there.
Don't you just love how the mind spins?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
And I think that's when I really started to care about what she would think about me, like how I dressed or how I looked, because I wanted her to like me and to think that I was attractive.
Wow.
It was always this like in the back of my head that maybe it could be something, or that was just be amazing, right? So yeah.
That story played out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did.
So
I
why
don't-
didn't you just
I
be
don't
like,
feel like it interrupted. I don't feel like it interrupted
The work?
the work.
No.
Actually, it probably made it more intense
Hey, it
Yeah.
better, yeah.
because there was a constant underlying old story.
Yep.
This old tape playing that you had to always work through, and you were keeping it on the down low for a while. But I mean, I was like, I knew I had to. I was dimming my light a little bit, like not showing up completely as myself,
Yeah.
so that I wouldn't turn you on.
Yeah. Well, you failed at that. It's a great story.
Wow. Did you have like any like embarrassing moments where like you kind of like tripped up on like your whole like play, like what you was trying to hide of how you fancied her?
I mean, I don't feel like I expressed it ever.
No,
No.
I feel like it was more expressed. Well, Dedia would tell me.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, she was just like, he is so different around you. Do you not see this? As
Oh
you know,
my
like,
God,
super
yeah.
high in your mirrors.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, no, and she was like, he's not that way with me. And then whenever you come around, then he does this, da, 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 and I was like, okay, this is good that you're observing it, you know, but why is this affecting you?
Yeah.
Because everything, and I was like, but remember, you know, and she would tell me, he's in love with you. And I was like, well, I'm like a mother that he never had.
Yeah.
And then once you spoke about I'm a woman, you know, I feel like a lot of things were able to be lifted and lightened.
Yeah.
And you then started sharing, like, well, I've been in love with you
Yeah.
the whole time, and it's been such a bitch, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, that could be tough.
Yep.
And I remember asking you, I think, like, did you really, like, play out things where we were together? You know, how big did you create this fantasy?
Mm.
Oh, wow.
I need to know how much karma you created.
Wow. Yeah.
Because we have work to do.
Yep.
And you were like, this is pretty big fantasy.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit.
How long, rather, would you say that you was in love with her? Like,
Well, this,
I wouldn't say I was in love with her.
you was.
well, it was
In-
more like this false sense of
Yes, it was this. I
false
made.
sense of self. There was like, whenever we are unhealed, and especially someone who is adopted, so doesn't have the maternal
Wow.
like love, and then has a mother who also is disconnected emotionally, and then I step up and I'm like full on love,
Yeah.
and we're together every day, and for a long time it was just Radha and me,
Yeah.
just us for a while,
Yeah.
and and so that was there was a lot there to be
Yeah. A lot.
a lot. And then once you moved out, I remember I had to like distance myself because I knew you were gonna be like, oh God, how do I do it?
Yep.
And I was like, well, you have all the information more than anyone else.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
all of it. And
I didn't trust that at the time.
yeah, you didn't trust yourself.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like, how am I gonna survive without this woman?
Can I get a papaya?
Oh,
This
they're
is the
gone.
last one.
Oh my God.
Does
thank
Maria
you so
sell
much.
pehibaya?
See?
Oh, this is the one more.
No. Oh my God. Thank you.
Shell?
No, go for it. But you better clear up all that mayo.
Oh.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You got a bunch of scratches on you, like my truck. Jungle scratches.
The other markets sell papaya, not just Maria.
Not as soon as it's right in the frame.
The other markets sell
Zoom.
papaya, not just Maria.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
The one, did you go get today?
I didn't go
Oh, okay.
today.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow?
Okay. That was,
Wednesday, right?
yeah, I got to go get some. I'm going to go on a trip tomorrow, in the morning. Go and get papaya and tobacco.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, being affectionate is like
No worries.
pretty foreign.
Think
to
about
me.
how much we can,
Can I go with you?
how many karmic timelines we can prevent.
Sorry.
But I'm not let's see what the market is time because I really want to enjoy my time because I booked out a class.
If we were just able to fulfill our physical touch with people that we love,
I still want to go to
how many less deads we would crawl into
to go
out of just needing affection. It's huge. It's huge movement to prevent so much shame. So much shame comes with, well, I know I physically want to touch this person because I want to be touched. But then one of you, then one of us,
I'll go to the market.
wild sound, monkeys.
Um,
Straight after, can I go to the market?
But then one of us, it just goes faster because we all have seen it as immediately getting turned on. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, just that alone, like, if we could control ourselves with just having affection.
Amazing.
I'm trying to be fast released.
What?
It's not happening.
Such a big thing.
Like you were literally, it was like you expressed this too to me later on, that you were, I think this was probably when I realized that I was a woman.
You know what? I'm happy to go. I won't speak to you. I'll just go on the bike behind you and then I won't say what
And you expressed that, you know, that I was put here for you for this exact reason.
Yeah.
And that was a very powerful realization, that
Yeah.
everything that I experienced and went through with myself, with you, was for me. And like, you know?
Yeah. And it's true.
Yeah. Like,
You created me
Yes.
to get through this
yeah.
the way that you have.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
And
like
just
I
happened to
created
be a woman that I found like super attractive, of course.
you.
right?
Had to be.
Yeah, that I just
Couldn't
was like,
be any way else. to
my dream
get it
was,
out of you.
yeah, like my dream was really to, you know, get into bed with you.
Because that's what you connected love to.
Yeah.
follow you there on the bike and then I'll be in a separate place when you
Zuna. Okay, you can have the seed, Mama.
Zuna.
I think that's a wrap, huh?
get it.